Okay, so we're going to go through our last ACT exit ticket for this week. It's a short week just because you guys started on Tuesday. And based on the scores, we're actually getting pretty high up for the most part. There are some people that need to focus on this standard a little bit more than others, but you guys should be good. So, which of the following best describes the purpose of the step? Okay, so this is what this looks like. Remember, we flipped to the question first, so sorry about that little stumble. Which of the following best describes the purpose of the study? So why are they doing it? What do they want to figure out? So we go back to the passage. A student tested the effects of diet and sleep deprivation on the feeding habits and weight gain of rats. So which one of these answer choices talks about diet and sleep? So far we got that. And then in rats, rat. So the answer is B. All that was matching key terms. All right, according to table 1, which of the following is true about the design of the experiment? In the studies, multiple variables were indirectly manipulated. In the study, amount of food eaten was directly controlled. In the study, the control group is the rats with standard chow and sleep deprivation. Do you see how these two answers are almost identical? So I'm going to cross off A and B. That's a strategy move. So strategy to cross off because C and D are same. Almost the same. Now, the control group is the rats with standard chow and sleep deprivation. In the study, the control group shows rats with standard chow and no sleep deprivation. So control group is the group you do not adjust. So that means we're not going to deprive them of anything and we're not going to change their diet. So that means that D is the control. All right, number 7. If scientists were to repeat this study to test the effect of different sleep deprivation on weight gain, the researchers should repeat the study but with varying amounts of, so to test the effect of different sleep, that should clue you in that it's an IV because it's a different. This says varying amounts, that also matches, so we're not going to cross that one off yet. The researchers would repeat the study with the same, that's not going to change anything, we can cross off B. Using rats with more rest, that doesn't talk about it. That's probably the next best answer. I would say that's number 2, but it's not specific enough. And using only one type of food, that has nothing to do with sleep. No sleep mentioned. So remember, these are a lot like our EMI standards, where we're matching exactly where these come from. All right, the variables directly manipulated. Directly manipulated means we're looking for our independent variables. In the study were, so I'm going to look at my table headings. These are my table headings. Sleep deprivation, no sleep deprivation, standard chow, cafeteria diet. Those are the things that we're not depending on. These are the things that we're changing. They can either be sleep deprived or not. They can eat these 2 types of foods. So it's not going to be anything that goes in here. It's not going to be the amount of food because that's something that we had to record. Because we had to find those numbers. So for the independent variable, you're going to look at table headings, always. So we had 2, sleep deprivation and food type. All right, number 9. In the experiment, all rats began at 150 grams. So why this means if they all did something, that means it's a control. So why would we want to control this? Study the effect of food amount on weight gain. Did we change the food amount? No, that was a dependent variable. Ensure that the weight gain was normalized. I'm going to put a check because we can keep that for now. Allow researchers to study the effect lack of sleep and cafeteria food have on obesity. That's not bad either because that is what they did. Ensure the amount eaten is directly responsible. If you see direct, it's an independent variable, and that was not an independent variable. So I'm going to cross off A, and I'm going to cross off D. Now, which one were they recording? Lack of sleep. You can have lack of sleep. Does lack of sleep relate to 150 grams? Right? Do we talk about the sleep that you get in grams? No. So we're going to go with B. Also, just a hint. In the ACT, when you see a question that looks like this, they all did something too, and you see the word ensure, then that's normally an okay answer. I'm not going to say it's always the right one, but that means they're making sure of something, and that tends to be how it should start. And number 10, which of the following is the most likely reason the scientists used the same measurements to compare food eaten and weight gained? All right, I already see that these answers are same, and these answers are same. Now, the effect of units on weight gain, that doesn't even make sense. So I can cross off C, and then I can cross off D. Now, let's look between these two. Do we want to be able to compare something in a science experiment, or do we not want to be able to? If we think about it, the answer is we always want to be able to, so that's going to be A. So the measurements can be compared. And that's it.